Words games, it's what I'm talking about. Words games, it's what we're going to play. Words games, because it is today. I like to alternate between more social, silly stuff and word games. And today is the week that you might spell all sorts of words that you speak. We'll play NANO-MUCKELL and then MICRO-MUCKELL too. You can join in. Yes, you. Words games is what we're playing today. Words games. And it is Tuesday. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I hope you are generally well. And thank you, Jess, for being here with me.
Hello, hi.
And we've got another wee guest. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
Hello.
It's all good. And it is 8 p.m. UK time on a Tuesday, which means it is time for Tip-Top Tabletop Tuesdays. And tonight we are playing NANO-MUCKELL, where there's 8 cards. And using these 8 cards, you get free wild cards. So ideally, you're going to try and make an 8-letter word, but it is harder than it sounds. And then we'll play
really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard, and I'm terrible at this. But I quite enjoy it, despite the fact that I'm terrible at it.
That's a really good sign. I'm glad to hear that. And then we're going to play MICRO-MUCKELL, and that's 16 cards, so 1/3 of the deck. And with MICRO-MUCKELL, you're going to have to make more than one word. There's no 16. No one's ever come close to making a 16-letter word, but in that one of your things will be tripled, one of your things will be doubled, and every other word will be, when I say thing, I mean words, and all the other words that you make will be scored one time. But, oh my gosh, and hello!
Maybe tonight I'll make a 16
Molly! It's lovely to have you join us.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, sorry I missed a couple minutes. I tried like 2:01. Well, it's like a couple minutes in, or a minute in, and it wasn't showing up on my Facebook. Turned out the internet wasn't on yet, so on my computer. Yeah, I'm glad to join y'all.
Technology.
It's great to have you here. I'm amending. Am I correct in remembering that these are your preferred pronouns?
Yes. No. I saw there and was confused. I always like to say she and you. I like to be addressed directly. Yeah. Well, it comes. I can tell you where that I think comes from. I mean, who knows, right? It's not simply a joke, although it has a joking element. It is related to being a kid in 5th grade and having people talk about me in front of me, or appearing to do so, when some friends sort of suddenly just seem to not want to be friends anymore, and later apologize for their behavior. But I think that when I think of she and her, I think of being talked about. And so I always like to put you there, and that's kind of me honoring me, and my history. So luckily those girls all seem to mature later, which is good.
Well, that's good stuff. And
it's good that people do that.
Oh, sorry, Tom, you were saying.
It's just good that people grow up. Young kids are rubbish in so many ways.
Kids are cruel.
Aww.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Everyone has the capacity for all sorts of things. And as adults, we maybe curb things a little bit more. So I think we learn to curb not only our cruelty, but also our joy and our enthusiasm sometimes as adults. That's my today's hypothesis from Bez.
Well,
today's Bezzy lesson. Actually, that's quite a good one. Yeah, I like that. It's well articulated.
I'll put out there that. Oh, sorry, Jess.
Let's not curb our joy then. Let's be really out there with that. She says in a slightly deadpan voice. Maybe I could be more enthusiastic about that.
but at the same time, it's good to kind of be like, yeah, I'm going to commit to doing this, and even if there's momentary boredom, I'm going to power through it, because I know that overall you kind of see the bigger picture and you learn to appreciate maybe the evening as a whole or the hour as a whole, and not just, oh, I was enjoying myself last minute, but this minute I'm not, so I'm going to throw this game away and I'm going to stop playing. Like, we things like that. And you know, I do appreciate that thing about adulthood, that it's like, hey, you know what? I'm not enjoying cycling over to see you, but I know that once we get together, once I'm seeing you, we'll have fun. And understanding that you need to kind of do things that you don't want to do in that moment, but you will enjoy overall. Anyway, before we get to...
Oh, I just wanted to respond to comments some of y'all made earlier. That I frankly, as an adult, still find there are times I'm not a nice person, particularly with family. So I think, you know, we all have lots of room to grow for sure. I try to be nice to everyone all the time, but it's hard when you're around each other all the time too, like in a pandemic, for instance. But I also just wanted to mention that I don't necessarily think that there is cruelty to curb for a lot of people I know. For some of you I know well, and many of my friends, I don't think that they have cruelty in them to curb. I think that just either wasn't present or perhaps has gone away. And so that's something that I really look for in people, is just that kind of natural inclination to be both nice and kind, you know, to not have that inclination at all. So may we always bring out our inner kindness. Cheers.
The best bits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For sure, cheers to that. And I want to say, Runa, thank you so much. And thank you, Runa Eleanor, for the raid. I want you to know it's appreciated. Maybe it's morning or bedtime. Either way, it's a meeting of minds. Today, we're going to play 2 different words games. NANO-MUCKELL only has 8 cards, but still someone said it's quite tricky and hard. And then we'll play a longer one. And I hope if you play along, you'll have fun. Thank you very much for the raid. And so, yes, hello, Runa. Hello, Henchman Henk. It is lovely to see you. And hello, Duchess. Thank you for joining in. It is lovely to have you along. I do want to say tonight, I've not been able to quite set up my overhead cam. There's a lot going on this table that you can't quite see. There's a lot. Anyway, I'm hopefully going to have it set up for the near future, but probably not this week. What I'm going to do instead is I am going to occasionally show this wee thing where I will be drawing letters that you can hopefully tell what all the letters are, because I have to draw with a touch pen.
Ooh.
So,
Technology.
and
Thanks for the raid. I'm excited. Thanks. I wasn't sure. I knew I wanted to make it today. I wasn't sure if I would make it. And I'm really glad I did, because I needed some energy boost, and this is great.
boom, yeah. So, let's introduce ourselves and let's talk about the last game that we touched. I know this is, honestly, I just opened a box to get these cards out. But also anything else you want to say about yourself? I'm Bez, I made Yogi and the L deck, which we're playing with, and Kitty Cataclysm, and I just love games, and I'm streaming a lot these days. And as of next week, I'm going to be streaming 12 times a week, which is just ridiculous. But, yeah. So I'm currently streaming 10 a.m. UK time every day, and 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. And next week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start an afternoon stream where it's for playtesting, or sometimes trying out games on Board Game Arena, or and 30 minutes playtesting, 30 minutes chat, intermingled over an hour. That's what it's going to be, 4 p.m. every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because I decided it's a nice part of the day.
Wow.
And what time of day is the nice time?
4 p.m., so that's 11 a.m. EST.
That's a really good time. Well, I mean, I was just going to say 4 p.m. in particular, like in my day, is a really good time for me, because I feel like I'm like totally awake. I have energy and I have enough of the day left. I'm like, I can get stuff done, you know? So it's a good time. I like it. Like,
it's an attempt for me to try and do more playtesting. Maybe if we get some more roller rights going, and if we trying some things like when I was playing with Rita Modal and Tiz, and we were doing a whole, hey, oh my gosh, we've playtested this 3 times and we would love to playtest it a 4th time, but we really want to get lunch. And that was kind of sad, and it felt like if only we could playtest it, the next day. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I like doing things publicly, so that's why I'm streaming all the time, basically.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it's a rush. So that's me. Jess, who
Hi.
are you?
So I'm Jess, and what's going on in my life? And what was the last game I physically touched? Ooh. So, I'm trying to think about that one. To be absolutely honest, I think the last game that I physically touched was probably Giraffes in Scarves, which is an Orchard Toys game, which is okay. I mean, it's not the absolute best game out there, and I would not recommend it for anybody who's older than 5. But it's okay as far as games go, and the scarves are very pretty.
Can you explain what goes on in the game in 10 seconds? Is it easy enough to explain the rules?
You all have a giraffe body. You have to find bits of giraffe neck, which have different coloured scarves with different numbers of scarves on them, and you have to find as many of those before you find the matching giraffe head. So basically, the giraffe with the longest neck with the biggest number of scarves on it wins.
I love that theme.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's a great theme. It's pretty good. Plus it's colourful.
Definitely a game that started with the name, I think.
It started with the name, I'm sure it did. But yeah, that's one of the Orchard Toys games, which is quite nice. And, when my 2-year-old thinks it's great. So there we go. And what have I been doing? I have been mainly drawing on Procreate. I've been drawing little symbols and cards and things, and it is hard-going work. So yeah. Let me pass over to you. Tom, you're next.
I'm next. I'm Tom. I live in Sheffield. I've done various things, like I designed a game for Bears' LDEC called Categorical. I've done some playtesting. I am very much looking forward to getting back to actually having the regular game group. But until then, the last game I actually physically touched, going in a slightly different direction to Jess, was Pandemic Legacy Season 0. We just did November. It was very exciting. There were some big decisions to be made.
See, I've done 1 and 2, but I haven't done 0. And 0 is coming up, and I'd like to do it. 2, we played entirely on Zoom, which was interesting. So I played it, but I never touched it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to do that.
That's interesting. Yeah. Tom? Did you say history was made with the game? I mean, I must have misheard. What did you say about the game at the end there?
No, there were big decisions to be made. There were big decisions to be made about which direction we were going in. Yeah, I won't give any more spoilers. Yeah.
Sounds good.
And from the audience, Runa apparently played Patchwork Doodle on Mark People's stream, but didn't actually touch the game. That makes sense, because you used grid paper instead. But Molly, do you want to introduce yourself quickly, and what was the last game you physically touched?
Sure, I'll keep it short. No worries. I am Molly. I run Flying Leap Games. We make creative party-telling games that are also, in some cases, storytelling games. And one of the 2 new games coming out from Flying Leap Games this year, I'm ordering hopefully in July for the fall, is Jewish Card Revoked. And I can't remember if I actually touched the cards recently, but we played it. I took it in a more metaphorical way. I played it with 2 groups back-to-back last Wednesday night playtesting it, and they were 2 very different groups, one of modern Orthodox women entirely and one of all non-Jews, but it's called Jewish Card Revoked. So it was really fun testing it with the groups, and specifically seeing a Jewish culture game test with non-Jews was really funny, and they had a great time. So that was the last game I touched, unaware if I touched the cards. So there you go. Oh, and I should mention, because of the name,
hat, by the way.
What? Oh, yes, I.
Fabulous hat.
Thank you. When Jess mentioned a very silly game, I felt inspired to grab a silly hat, like a beanie with a helicopter, but I couldn't find it, so I got this one instead.
I need one.
Anyway, it's not mine. It's actually my mom's. But yeah,
Very
so
nice hat.
that's about games. I forgot to mention, this is important, that Jewish Card Revoked is entirely, thank you, is entirely based on Black Card Revoked from Cards for All People, and we're actually partnering with them. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so that is some introductions. Hopefully you feel like you've got some vague awareness of who these people are. And now let me explain. Oh, very fancy. Let me explain what's going on with NANO-MUCKELL.
Wow.
This is going to be the first card. Oh, you choose an O or an H, and you will choose one of these letters to put down on your bits of paper. I'm not actually going to use bits of paper tonight. I'm going to... So, whoops. I think I just realized that I have to draw everything as one line, otherwise it doesn't quite work. But hey-ho. Afterwards, with the second card, you're going to be able to then put it on the right side of that, so extending the word, or you might be starting a new word. There are only 8 cards, and your longest word is going to be doubled. So you score 2 points in your longest word, 1 point per letter used in any word you make. So the ideal score is 16. You want to get an 8-letter word, and to make that a little bit easier, you do get 3 wild cards during the game. At any point, rather than one of these letters, you get to choose, boom, I'm going to draw a little star, and you decide what letter that is at the end. But it's a game of kind of trying to keep your options open, thinking, yeah, how many words are there that starts with an O? How many are there that start... Does that vaguely make sense? And I'll flash up the screen from time to time to show what I'm doing.
Okay.
Wow, Bez, I was going to say we played this 2 weeks ago, but now I realize this was...
No, 2 weeks ago, that was balanceable.
Yeah,
so this is NANO-MUCKELL and MICRO-MUCKEL.
Right.
So NANO-MUCKELL, you're working left to right. You only work in one direction. And evening, Alex. It is lovely to see you.
Alex. Hi, more people.
Runa is apparently... and I see that you already took Stream Elements advice, and remember to stretch. Good to be healthy and to move our bodies occasionally.
Everybody move around.
And so, yeah. Is everyone ready? Are there any rules that I've missed? Has everyone put down an O or an H? That is the first card.
Oh, God. Yes. I put down an O or an H.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, indeed. Shock Rooney, eh? Yeah, Alex, we are just starting, so if you want to get into one, then draw an O or an H. After this, there is going to be a T or an M. So if you started off with a consonant, like I did, then you're a bit scuppered. So in my situation, I have 2 choices. Either, well, I could start a T on a new line, that would make sense. I could start an M on a new line. Or I could use one of my 3 valuable wildcards to continue the word that starts with an H. And I am going to keep the dream alive and go with the wild card, shown by a little star. Sorry for my terrible computer mousepad writing. So,
better than mine.
T or M. Hopefully not a terrible mission. Oh. I hope everyone's pleased with this third card. It is an E or a P. That's an interesting point. I could have you...
You started You've started,
Yeah.
so you gotta finish. Plus, it's fun.
Wait, started what?
Using the notepad function instead of the word.
Yeah.
Also, I know that I can share this screen, but I will have to test another day if I can actually find a word processor, because I know that TextPad or Text Wrangler, which is what I use, BB Edit it's now called. They kept changing the name of that. Anyway, E or P? I've chosen an E. I'm really not sure if this is the right thing, but yeah. S or D? This is maybe a sensible direction. Is everyone happy with this?
Wait, did everyone get that? That Bez just said a sensible direction. Bez, was that intentional? I think.
Yep, I do it for every card.
You do? How did
Yes.
I never notice that before? Bez, I feel like cheated that I didn't figure that out earlier, so I could see all your creative ideas. I'm just grabbing headphones, by
You
the
have to
way.
replay all the videos.
Okay, I've got a word. I have confirmed. I don't know.
Or D.
So
I
where's
am doing
my?
very badly.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm going for a hold down, or maybe even multiple hold downs. I have discovered that it is indeed one word and not two.
I love that Bez totally gives away both what you're doing as well as the step by step and the thought process. It cracks me up because it's not like we can cheat, like we can't copy off of you, but we can see exactly how you're progressing, you know?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
there's no take that in this game.
if you had the same few letters, then in a way I should say, hey, but I want people to understand how going. So there's 4 cards left. We're halfway through the game. Oh my gosh, I totally did not cheat. I totally did not pre-prepare this card, although now it sounds like I did. But O or U, and oh my gosh, if I get a W or an N or an S at the appropriate time, then I will totally win this game. I am so super excited with these hold downs.
You don't know that you'll win this game.
So,
But if I get a W or an N or an S at the appropriate time, that's what I'm banking on. Because I've got, remember, you've got 3 wild cards.
let's have an N. N's are good.
Yeah, I should
But you
totally
can't
use them.
insert the wild cards randomly, can you? You know, you can't insert. Sorry, you can't go back and insert them when it's.
Oh no!
when
You have to do the wild card instead of the letter.
Yeah.
So now the next one is S or H. That's not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the S at the end.
Yeah.
But I am going to go ahead and use my second wild card. I'm very happy with this.
Oh wow, this feels very different with headphones. S or H? I'm gonna have to think for a second. I can't figure out.
I'm definitely going somewhere, but I don't think I'll be able to do it. I don't think I'll get the right cards.
We've only got 2 more cards.
Guess we'll have to.
Hang on, we've only got 2 more cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm completely
Completely scuppered.
I'm trying to think whether this is a word without, yeah.
You are allowed to consult a dictionary, but I am going to progress on. Use your. It is. Oh my gosh, another S.
No.
S or G.
Oh,
That's so not what I needed.
So. This is
does the thing.
troubling for this sexy group.
You are so strange. But where did sexy come from?
The dictionary does say
that
sexy there is a variant of this word which only involves 2 more letters. Well, this letter and another letter.
Do
So
you
it's
have a
gonna
wild
be-
card to spare? That's the
I
question.
do. I do.
Boom. So that means that you are in the privileged situation where it does not matter what the final card is. I have my hoedown, but can I turn it into multiple hoedowns? That is the question.
There's a few S's already gone.
E
No.
or M?
Oh man.
I wasn't able to have multiple hoedowns.
Hang on, I'm just going to consult the dictionary and...
And
No,
everyone's
I
miserable.
would need an additional letter. But that's okay, because I've got a wild card, so I can get the other one, which I didn't know what it was. Well,
Well, I mean, Jess is happy, so not everyone's miserable.
Do you realize, Jess, that everyone's miserable was probably a reaction to you? I was like, wait, I don't think I am. Here's the thing. I have to use a third wild card to get my long word. I just really don't want to. I'm resentful of the order of the cards. And I'm like, man, like, what do I do?
There is a reason why there's 3 wild cards, because they allow you to mitigate the luck.
yeah.
They allow you, right. I actually have a question about if I have a longer word, but an unused 2 letters, like that didn't become a word, is it better to go point-wise for the longer? Oh, yeah, 2 points in your longest
The
word.
longest word scores 2 points per letter. Any
Okay.
other word scores 1 point per letter. So
Okay.
this is my final situation. I've got a 7-letter word here, and this is not a word, so this just gets crossed off.
Yeah, it actually, I just did a calculation, and I actually benefit more from having one shorter word than from not using the 2 letters.
Yeah, if you're going to bring 2 letters into play, then for sure, that's...
Yeah, I had to calculate that out. It's only a point difference, but it is the difference.
But I have managed to get myself a hoedown for 14 points. How
Excellent.
did everyone else get on?
So I've also got
I scored
a 7-letter
13
word.
points.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hang on. How did you score 13 points?
14.
I got
No, 14.
For
I
Tom.
understand.
For Tom.
I had a 3-letter word and a 5-letter word.
Ah,
Hot test.
nice.
Hot test. HT.
Yeah.
So, I was similar to you, Tom. I was going for I'm all spotlight. I was going for medics and out, but that's actually like that would be too many letters. That would be 9 letters. So I did medic singular and OUT because like it turned out this is 13 points. Where if I had done medics, it would have not used the O and the U, and I would have been at what? I would have been at 12 actually. So tied with you, Tom. Medic and out.
The word in French.
Out medic.
Oh, you?
13, that's a pretty good score.
Pretty good. Hey.
Yeah. So I was
pretty
going
good.
for hedonism, and then realised
Ooh.
that we weren't going to have enough letters. But apparently, hedonic is in fact a word. It is a
Nice.
it is. The dictionary says that it relates to or characterized in terms of pleasant sensations, which kind of makes sense.
Wow.
So yeah, hedonic is apparently a fully fledged word by itself, which I
Cool.
didn't
I
realise
was
until I was going
unaware
past
of
it.
hedonic.
But
Let me,
that's because I thought that
Makes
I was
sense.
going to go for hedonism and then realised that I didn't have enough letters.
an adjective having to do with pleasure.
There you go. What about the crowd? Can we get some from the crowd here?
So, Jess, how did the T end up on its own?
I couldn't use it. Was I supposed to put it? Was I
Was
supposed
it
to?
in the middle that you were like, oh, this is just a terrible T, I'm putting it on its own?
No, the T was the second letter out. So I was.
Oh,
like,
yeah, so it
"Ooh,
was.
should
I
start a-"
remember now.
Yeah.
So you
so
were
I was
like,
trying
okay,
to
I'm
work
going
out
to
whether
throw
I
it
should
away.
start a new word. But of course, then but then the next few letters came out, and I was like, "Ooh, this is going to be something exciting." So the T never got used somehow.
Well, you
Also
can
be
combine
exciting.
those. Yeah. Jess, do you see how to combine those two if you had been in the right order? If you had gotten them in the right order?
Hedonistic.
Hedonist. A hedonist.
Hedonist.
Like a narcissist.
But I assume
I'll double
that
check.
I can't. Though I
But that's
can't
only
take
if the tea has come at the right time. That's
Oh no,
the
you
thing.
absolutely can't. That's why I was saying. I was saying, oh, you could do hedonist, and then I was reading it more like a hypothetical. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
But,
the tea was the second thing out.
Yeah, Alex, if you've played along or if anyone else has played along, let us know and what you managed to get. Oh, and Alex got testate.
Oh, nice.
I'm not familiar with this.
I have to look that one up.
Testate.
Nice.
Apparently, having left a legally valid
Having a
will
will.
at death. That's a very nice,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, because it's not a good thing.
Oh,
to
being a
die.
valid word.
Yeah. You can't die intestate. It's a bad idea. We've
I've
redone
never
our
heard
wills.
that.
Yeah.
Ah, you do not read enough murder mystery novels, particularly Agatha Christie's.
Yeah, I think I read actually one of
It
Agatha
might be an
Christie's when
English
I was a
legal
kid.
thing. I don't know.
I don't
British
know.
English, yes.
And I have copied this from Collins English Dictionary, and I'm going to say that this Collins English Dictionary definition is, you know, a fine definition. And I feel like I know now exactly what testate means. Oh my gosh. And hello, Ambi, thank you very much for joining us. Board Game Blitz, it's Ambi and Honest. Thank you very much.
Hello.
So,
Welcome.
thank you, Ambi, or should I say Ambi or Board Game Blitz? Thank you, Board Game Blitz, for the raid. I want you to know it's appreciated. Maybe it's morning or bedtime. Either way, it's a meeting of minds. We've just finished our first game today, and we will play 2 or 3, we may. It's a word game. It's very simple to explain, and you might be able to join in the next game.
Yeah, play.
So,
Hey!
hello. And
You
hello,
come up with
Attica.
exciting words.
It's lovely to see you. And so,
what are those?
yeah, we were just reeling in the fact that, yeah, we had 13, 14, and yeah, as always, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15. Alex blowing us all out of the water.
Nice.
Wait,
I am very impressed with Alex.
are we
Both pretty
counting
good at these games.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
it's a single letter
separate word.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Didn't know for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was OH. I think it was OH. So.
No, like, oh brother, where art thou?
Oh right, yeah. So.
Or oh little town of Bethlehem.
Sure. I didn't know if it was like slang. On the testate note, Bez, I want to object to the idea that I don't know if you were joking, but that the second one was a fine definition because they're totally using the word to define the word, which like should be a big no in a dictionary. But a noun version of it from Oxford Languages.
They're using the adjective to define the noun. So they've used the adjective which they've already defined, and then a person who dies who has left a legally valid will at death.
Yeah, so similar Oxford Languages says a person who has died leaving a will. So same idea. Yeah.
I think they're fine definitions. I think Collins English Dictionary did a good job on this definition. Well done.
Well done.
Okay,
Collins.
so shall we play NANO-MUCKELL again, or shall we move on to MICRO-MUCKELL?
I'm indifferent. I don't remember how to play MICRO-MUCKELL, so.
I'm good with either.
Of love, Runa. Any votes? Jess, Tom, Alex?
I'm
Both
good
good.
with either.
Okay, let's go for another MICRO-MUCKELL, and then we'll storm through another NANO-MUCKELL, and then we'll storm through MICRO-MUCKELL if we can.
Cool.
So,
excellent.
And apparently there was a daytime TV show that
that.
Alex would watch called Heir Hunters, where companies try and find heirs in order to claim a finder's fee. Oh, that's a really interesting setup.
Nice.
Very 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, the way that this game is played, for anyone who wants to join in, all you need to do is have a bit of paper and, you know, some writing implement. Yeah. Or alternatively, you could do what I've done, which is draw it in some sorts of sketching. Yeah. You get 2 points for every word in every letter in your longest word. So here it was 7 letters for 14 words. My word was hold down. I was hoping to get the S at the appropriate time, but I did not get the hold down. I did not get it to be pluralized. Every letter that you start off with, the first letter you need to put on the left to start your first word. The next letter you can make the second letter of that word, or a totally new thing. Why is it not deleting everything? Let me do that. Oh, there. Let's go back.
Right.
And so, the first card we are going to use is going to be A or P. This is not just a particular choice. This is something that will... Do you want to go for a vowel because, hey, if you get a consonant as your second letter, you can keep it going? Or do you want to go for the P because maybe there's more words that start with a P? You've got to think. Remember, your longer word is going to score double. So the ideal is to get an 8-letter word.
And anyone who wants to can stick around for the after.
I just can't decide.
And anyone
After party.
Anyone who wants to can stick around for the after party.
A is what I've gone for. That was a choice I made.
Wait, Bez, did I just steal your acronym? What was your acronym? For AP.
No, I said it's a particular choice. It's all good.
Ah, that was good. That was good too.
Now, this is where it might get really hard. You have to start thinking. Okay, is it an R? Is it an H? Do I continue the first words that I made, or do I give up on that perfect 8-letter word and start a second word?
Yeah, that is tough.
Ick. Oh, artistic is 8 letters. Art.
Will you get it?
I have no idea. It's unlikely, but I could stop at artist. I could stop at artists. So that's quite nice because if I don't get... And Alex is really happy with the RH card.
Now I want to know. Put us against to shame, Alex. Ooh, good.
A or L.
Oh, that's great.
Ooh. Is that great?
Is that great? I love you, Jess. Everything about you. Everything about you.
It's lovely. Awesome. Maybe.
I mean, what counts as words? Do names count as words?
You can't have names of people or companies or places.
Okay.
Like, no proper nouns.
No proper nouns. Excellent.
And no NATO, something like that. You can't have acronyms. But you know, if you want something like laser, which is actually an acronym, but now it's, you know, all
Hang
in
on.
lowercase.
When you're saying no nouns, just so I'm clear.
Proper nouns.
Yeah. No proper.
No nouns that are capitalized in the dictionary.
Okay. And that's not just proper nouns. So just checking, that's not just proper nouns, which are names of individuals, but also things like names of countries.
Exactly. You cannot have Arabia,
Okay.
for example.
Okay.
There are 2 really clear directions I could go. I took the lesser skew one, but we'll see what happens.
Alex, using the great words, it's annoyingly liminal, says Alex.
Oh, that was good.
Alex has all the best words.
Okay, so I've used a wild card, and my wild card means that I decide at the end what this is going to be. So the 4th letter is going to be E or L. So again, do I think, okay, it's quite unlikely I'm going to get... Do I continue the long word? Do I choose a new word? It's...
I'm going for a big risk here.
Oh dear.
Sort of like do or die, you know, do it or fail. Trying.
I'm not going for very many risks.
Me too. I've just realised we've got very few options with this word I'm trying to make here.
I hear you, Tom. I can empathize.
I am going with lush expression. My acronyms are becoming worse and worse.
Lush.
Oh.
I like lush expression. What do you mean? Oh no, not again.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Actually, I can use the.
Okay.
I learned a new word I can't wait to share at the end of this. It's going to be really exciting.
Ooh.
From trying to check on
I've
words.
got 2 wild cards in hand. I need to get lucky with one of the 3 cards.
Uh-oh.
I have 3 wild cards in the hand, but I have 2 words. I haven't got one long word. So I can make those 2 words whatever I like.
I have already used both of my wild cards. I was originally thinking artist, and then I thought, oh, this could be artifacts, and then I'm thinking, oh, it could still be artifact, but now I need things to go perfectly, which, yeah, might not happen.
I mean, you've got a 5-letter word there.
T or M?
Hang on, is that perfectly for you?
It's not perfect for me.
Oh,
This
good,
is a
good,
terrible
good.
moment for me.
Oh, okay.
Why are
Sorry.
you saying good, good, good?
Because I needed that letter. The M.
Okay, well,
I'm glad.
I didn't.
Tell me, Bez, what was your acronym? Or what is your acronym?
I said it's a terrible moment for me.
Oh, terrible moment. That was really good. The mind is spinning for some of us.
Right.
I'm liking that part of that game. So I actually had a moment for the last round my last letter, when I realized I was planning both an 8. I realized it was an 8, not a 7-letter word, and I'd already used O as a second word.
Yeah,
I was like,
that
oh,
was
no.
my hedonism moment when I was like, this word is too long. It won't fit.
Yeah, it's a moment.
Okay, I'm going to, with my very messy lines,
Can I have an I, please, on next card?
I think this is
That'd be
the
very
end
helpful.
of my first word, but I've gone for Argent.
Whoa.
E
I didn't know
or
that's a-
P.
Ooh.
Okay, please,
Ah.
everyone, choose one of these 2 letters. And you can put it on, extend your first word, or you can start a second word if you haven't already done so.
Tom
Or you
does
could
not
extend
look
your
happy.
second word.
Tom's like,
Ooh,
it's
Alex
not an
says-
I.
Excellent placement.
I mean, I'm still on for 16 points, but I'm kind of at the mercy of.
Ooh, how?
It's unlikely to happen.
Wait,
I'll show you
Bez,
in a
what
minute.
was...
Oh, you used your wild card, didn't you?
It's extremely plausible one of us could make it. How about that? Bez, what was yours again? What was your...
I can't remember, I think.
Oh, okay. I remember the E, but then I forgot.
I don't...
I just like I like that part of it. No worries.
T or C.
Ooh.
So,
do we get any
Can you
points for
tell?
not having used the full complement of wildcards?
no, there isn't any points. I guess if I wanted to give points, I'd say like 0.1 of a points or something. But
Yeah, that's really useful.
That's the to determine who gets it if it's a draw, basically.
Oh.
yeah.
Who gets
Normally I'd cheer when you bring that card out, but not this time.
Yeah, if you need to have a tie break, then it's that. I kind of feel like if you've used 3 wild cards, but you managed to get an 8-letter word, I think you deserve to feel like, yeah, I managed to get the best game possible. So I'm almost tempted to say, no, it's 0 points, but it's just there if you have to determine who got slightly better.
Yeah.
Question. Oh, this is our last letter. Okay, so
Yes.
I didn't use op last time because I wasn't sure if OP was a word, but I did just look it up in the dictionary, and it does say op is what do you call it? Op is like more. It's informal. It sounds like it's slang, but it is in a dictionary at least. It just means a surgical or other operation, but I can't tell if it's actually in a dictionary. Does anyone know if op
If you can find it in Merriam-Webster or Collins, then I think hop is a fine word.
Okay, I didn't end up using it. I was just curious, and then it turns out OT is not a word. So I'm back at using another what do you call it? Another, you know what I'm saying? Wild card. What does argent mean?
So it's an old archaic word for silver.
Oh, cool.
It's
Where
from the French
name of the country
argent.
Argentina came from.
Wait, really?
And I believe so. Let me actually look it up.
No, you said it for Argentina though. Like that's where the name Argent. You said you wondered, or you knew, Tom?
I think.
Yeah, that's right. It's had some rich silver.
So according to Collins, it's from the 15th century, and it's from Old French, and before that from Latin.
Oh, okay.
So
No,
I got
the word doesn't cut. You know, the word doesn't come from Argentina. The name Argentina comes from.
No,
the
I
word.
know
I
Argentina
understood
comes from
that.
the word Argent. Yeah.
You knew that for sure, Tom. I didn't know that.
Silver.
That's really
Ah,
interesting.
Yeah, like
So
95%. You know.
Argentina is kind of the land of silver or something.
makes sense. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
probably look it up if I remember, but it makes sense.
Ooh.
Ardent
I could
or
also
arrest?
have a yeah, Alex makes a really good point. I could also have arrest or ardent.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Of course, arrest is a much more common word, but sometimes we don't think of them. In any case, with my 6-letter word, remember you double it up. So I've got 12 points there. And for the E, I'm going to call that M, like an M dash. I could have also called it N, like an N dash. And there might be another word, E something else, but I can't think of one. And there's 2 points for that, which makes 14 points all in all.
M and Argent.
Now, Alex has pralines.
Really?
1, 2, 3,
Of
4,
course
5,
he does. Wow, that is
6.
very.
Is that an
Ooh.
8-letter word? Wow,
It is.
An
nice.
8-letter word.
And
Maximum.
Wow.
he's only used 2 wild cards there, right? Yeah.
Alex, I'm jealous.
I don't know which.
Nice.
PRALIN.
Yeah, he has to use them for the.
No, there were 3 wild cards.
Which
Oh,
which are wilds? Alex, will you show us?
So PRAL were on the cards, and then you can also almost let me actually make.
Yeah.
E, yeah.
Oh, he put it in the chat. Okay. Okay, just the E. Well,
Oh, there we
that's
go.
Nice.
so impressive, Alex. I covet your words. I covet your intellect, your skill.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, if you manage to get 4 that work out correctly, then with the final 4, and then you only need to get one of the last things in the right place, I think it's always worth taking that gamble.
Yeah.
And frankly,
I took that gamble.
with
It didn't work.
INES, those are all the most common letters, so you were likely to get at least one of them in the right place.
What
I
were you
wonder if I
going
could
for,
work out the
Tom?
probability.
Tom, what was the word
was
that you
going
were
for-
going for?
About here, I realised that I had to go for arachnid. So I was kind of... And then it didn't work out.
Oh,
An N and an
sorry,
I
Tom.
could have happened, but no. And apparently arachnic isn't a word, so I've scored 0.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, Tom.
But
Yeah.
it could have been. I know. I took the risk. It didn't pay off.
It's okay, Tom. We're having fun. It's for love of the game, and you have to take a risk sometimes, and you just don't know.
Absolutely, yeah.
Molly, do you want to show off?
Sure, and then I'm going to share the words. So first, I got pharma, which I had to check because it seemed to be a proper number. It is pharma. So I was going for pharmacy, but realized that I needed to just go ahead and do the O. And what's funny is that pharmacy is 8, and that's what I had the same realization Jess did. I couldn't do pharmacy and O. So luckily, pharma is also a lowercase noun. The word, so I got 14. O, a different kind of O, Alex. O and pharma. But I also was thinking about phlegm. We had the PH and we had an L. And I'm glad I didn't, because the M would have been in the wrong place and the G was a little bit more of a, I guess it would have been a risk. So it turns out when I looked up phlegm, though, you know, when you type in something to Google, it fills in more. Phlegmon is a word. F-H, it's just phlegm with O-N. So phlegmon is a medical term describing an inflammation of soft tissue that spreads under the skin or inside the body. So it's tissue
Ooh,
spreading,
wow.
and it's usually caused by an
Ooh.
infection and produces pus. I know this is kind of gross, but it's okay. And it comes from the Greek word phlegmon, meaning inflammation or swelling. So there we go. We all learned a new word.
Yeah.
Let's hope none of us
Right.
ever have to deal with a phlegmon, an inflammation.
So,
Yeah,
like-
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like perhaps about 30%.
Oh, great
That
word.
sounds really nasty. The remaining 70% is like, ooh, that's interesting.
Right. It's totally true. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have both at the same time.
It kind of sounds like a blancmange. It kind of sounds like a dessert.
It
Like,
does.
Oh, would you like to eat flamand?
Yeah.
Oh man, you're
Yeah.
so right.
It sounds
What
delicious.
Yeah. What was the dessert
Yeah.
name, Ben?
Blancmange.
Blancmange. Oh, I don't even know what that is, but it sounds delicious.
Custardy, puddingy, typey thing, basically.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I had 2 short words. So I've got lot, which is 3, and let's make that a head because that makes sense. So
Nice.
yeah. Learned my lesson from last time I was like, this isn't gonna work. So this time I was like, right, I'm just gonna go for a safe option.
It's okay. I got 13.
It's still
Before.
quite nerve-wracking though, isn't it?
It's hard to
13
make
won't be.
decisions.
Yeah.
I was surprised and intrigued that no one else did a PH word. I thought surely someone would have P because a lot of you did A. In fact, everybody else did start with A. And I thought that's more of a risk to me to start with a vowel. Anyway.
I mean, Alex won with a P, so
Oh, that's true. He
clearly
did win with a P. I
people-
forgot. Not everybody.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of thinking, I don't want to have to make sure that the second one is a vowel, which is what I did last time. And okay, because we are kind of running towards the end of the hour, I think let's rush through one last game of NANO-MUCKELL. We're not going to play MICRO-MUCKELL tonight, but we will play one last game of NANO-MUCKELL, and I will just and at the end, if you remember your words, try and get. I actually can't remember what the first words I did was, but I guess I could look it up on YouTube after the fact. Anyway, sometimes we do a storytelling thing where we try to use all the words we made up in some sort of story. But let's start off again. Hopefully everyone who's been watching understands how to play the game. So we're going to rush through this one, get straight to it. Start off with an R or a B, which could be really brilliant. It could be really bad. Who knows?
Yours was an H word, Bez, just so you remember. It was a 7. Yeah, hoedown. That's what I
Hoedown.
can't
is
remember.
yours.
Yeah, thank you. Dude, that's I'm drawing. You are going to all see in a moment my terrible writing with touchpad. This is how it looks when Bez tries to write words and joins up writing with a touchpad. But I have started with a B. Anyway, I said we were going to zoom through this. It's an I or a C. It's cool. It's cruel. It's I or C.
It's cool.
Okay, is everyone ready?
No.
I'll keep that on the side so you can remember what
Okay.
the last one was.
Now I feel like I'm cheating, so okay, fine. I'll go for
Or
the rest.
why? Are you going to make this excellent for you?
Yeah,
Are
see,
you-
if I had seen that third, oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Excellent
Molly.
for you. Yeah.
It's all good.
And I was gonna say that if I had seen the third card first, I actually wouldn't have done the I. So like, it's better that I'm not able to cheat now. So not cheat, but like, well, whatever. Yeah, kind of cheating. Go back and do something different. I'm having such a hard time right now with this one.
I'm just going with my guts. And
Oh, I forgot the wild, of course. I'll just do that too.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah,
It works.
I'm glad I saw yours actually. Ooh,
E
that's a
or
tough
G?
one.
I hear a grumble from Molly.
It's not. It's the other one. Never mind.
Big Wait.
Oh
Big,
no!
biggest.
I really
I-
wanted to do billing or billings, if that's a word, like plural, but I think it's not possible now. And I'm like, how do I use the A? What, Tom?
It totally is a word. It's also a town in
Billings
Montana.
is. Say again?
Yeah.
I'm just counting.
Billings is totally a
letters
word. It's also a town in Montana.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was thinking, that's why it sounded familiar.
A or G?
Yeah.
6, 7, 8.
I'm going to double check if something is a word very quickly. No, it's not. That is disappointing. So R or W?
And this is not what I need.
Same here. Growling as well.
This is really whack.
Yeah. I need 2 of these 3 next letters to be the perfect ones for it to work. It's not going to happen.
We're going to finish in just a moment. So
I'm gonna go all out again. I'm gonna go two
Yeah,
wild
I'm
cards.
gonna
just
go
waiting
all
for the
out.
right things.
You're going to go all out? Really?
I am
16
as
points on
well.
nothing. 16 points on nothing.
Ooh.
okay, next card is R or L.
Oh,
All the
God.
consonants. What's up with this?
I need an L, but not
Wait,
there. Not
Guys,
there.
Guys, what was the last one again?
It was R or W. Now number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is R
Oh, so I am
or L.
okay. I am caught up. I just want to make sure. Okay, got it.
Okay. I am no longer
I have
getting
given
60
up on an
points.
8-letter word.
Yeah.
You
And
what?
just to let you know, I have gone bigger,
Yeah.
but even though it's really lame, that's where I'm stopping.
No, it's not really lame. Don't tell me that, because some of us have 6-letter words too.
You know, I'm just saying that
I know,
because
yeah.
of the.
I kind of, but I thought maybe you were serious. That's rough.
When I use these things,
Come on.
honestly, I'm never
It's
serious with these things.
It's another one.
I feel your pain, Jess. It makes you cringe. Hashtag
Yeah.
first world problems.
Yep.
Okay, so
Right.
you know what I'm starting? I'm starting my second word, and it's got to be a 2-letter word, given that I've got a wild left. Yeah, it's not going to be an issue, but I have locked myself into only having 14 points, which is still a good score. I'm not going to deny that.
No,
It's just
thank
no
you.
15 or 16. I'm not Alex. R or
I'm
D?
not Alex.
R or D for the last one.
So
How?
finally, it's you.
And it's a. All of these are really useful. They're just in the wrong order.
So I know you can spell, like, for a die, for a dice, can it be D-I?
I was wondering if D-I... No, that's spelt D-I-E.
No, it's got an E. It's definitely got an
It
E.
is. Okay, I'm
But
just
I was
checking to see
wondering
if
if
die is
D-I
awesome.
was a word, and no, it's not. Yeah, and D-Y is not a word either. That is a chemical symbol for dysprosium.
Wow, it does say die is a valid Scrabble word. It says it's a meaningless syllable used when singing a tune or indicating a rhythm. This is oneword.ws. All right, well, there we go.
Well, if it's in your dictionary, then go ahead.
So it's a weird website, but I'll just go with it.
So I have got bigger, B-I-G-G-E-R, for 6 letters, multiplied by 2 because it's my longest, is 12. And then do another 2 points, which means that I scored 14 again. And as my story, I'm going to say that they decided to do a bigger hoedown because all the gold and argent was falling down from the sky, and they built the most palatial place for this amazing hoedown. That's my short story. Alex, incidentally, has I and Bizarre, B-I-Z-A-R-R-E. Is Bizarre only with one Z? I thought there were 2 Zs in Bizarre. But if that's correct, I assume it's correct.
One's
That's
editing
15
off
points.
for most
Very
words.
nicely done. So, if anyone else would like to share their final score and possibly do a story if you feel so inclined.
Bizarre. Did anyone else besides Alex on the stream decide to do it? I'm curious if anyone else participated, so people should feel free to chime in, obviously.
Molly, did you?
I can show you. Yeah. Okay, so bigger and die. I decided to go with die.
Wow, you've got the same as me.
Yeah, I was going for, as you knew, well, I said before, billing. So from oneword.ws, I do not know the legitimacy of this site, but I will just say it says that die could also be, as I mentioned before, all the way at the meaningless syllable when singing a tune, indicating rhythm, but also a dwarf irregular galaxy. So there you go. Also a short name for a female name, but that's proper. So I have bigger and die, pharma and O. Oh, these go together well. And out and medic. Oh, I need to wait. What does pharma even mean? I actually have to check that.
Pharma is just a short, like big pharma, like the pharmaceutical industry.
Pharma, okay.
Yeah.
I will need to take advantage of big pharma because my medic is out today, and to be totally honest, I need medicine in order to escape the galaxy and make it to a bigger die.
Wow.
Because you have to get your vaccines, your shots when you go abroad. Well, I'm actually going to a dwarf galaxy, so I need to to get my medicine. Yeah.
Sure.
It's
And
really
Alex
good.
is
The
talking
dwarf
about
galaxy
some
is-
prowlings that apparently have written a will because these prowlings are sentient. But oh, how I feel bizarre to eat these testate prowlings. Indeed, if my prowlings were sentient and had written little wills, I'd feel pretty bizarre as well.
That is really weird, Alex. Good job.
Tom, I saw you getting ready to show your thing.
Yeah, I chickened out on going for biennial, which is probably a good thing. Because
That was also what I was going for, and I did not chicken out.
No.
You are
It was unlikely, really, wasn't it?
It was.
Wait,
so
what
Yeah, I've
was-
gone for a 13.
What were you going for? I didn't hear.
I was going
Yeah.
for biennial.
Biennial, that's awesome.
I know it would have been, but
It would have been.
So I was really hot after doing all the physical tests, so I just had to lie around in beers for the rest of the day. In a arachnic fashion. Although arachnic is not a word, as I established earlier.
That's okay. That's okay.
Nice.
What was the B word? I couldn't understand.
biennial.
Beers,
So it's-
B-I-E-R-S.
Oh, beers.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Beers. And what was your second one? I couldn't see them very well.
Lay, L-A-Y.
Was it?
Oh, lay around and drink a lot of beers. That sounds like lovely, as long as you're not,
And
too sad.
arachnic should be a word, says Alex. I
Yeah.
agree. Well, I mean, for this
I know,
other
it should
section
be,
of the game,
should
it's
be.
just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But
So
Jess,
I did not chicken out of getting biennial, which meant that I basically completely fell over at that last round. But I could have got beers, had I not, decided to put an extra the extra wild card on the end. But that's probably because I was feeling quite not quite hedonistic enough. But it was, but that was what got me ahead a lot, clearly, which is why why I was going to do it every couple of years. I have no idea where this story is going.
Wait, I want to hear more. It's fun. You could have gone for something, but you were seeking pleasure. Yeah.
Exactly. I could have done it, but I was seeking pleasure, but clearly not regularly enough. So,
I hear you.
Yeah.
What were yours? What were the ones that worked? Yes, and others were what again?
Definitely hedonic worked. The ones I got for the middle, so I got lot and I got ahead.
That's right.
So
yeah.
I get ahead by having a lot of hedonic pleasure, but not biennially.
That's awesome. I love it.
And I want to say, I'm going to wind this down. I want to say thank you very much to everyone. Thank you, Alex, for playing along. Thank you so much, Runa, and to Ambi from Board Game Blitz for, oh my gosh, I never did the shout outs. If anyone's still in the thing, Alex, if you are ever in my chat and you remember and I forget, please do shout outs to people who are raiding. So, Runa, Ellie, Noor, hopefully that's right. And shout outs. How is Board Game Blitz spelt out the full way? But Board Game Blitz. Please check out Board Game Blitz. They are the most awesome people. Ambi and Crystal, and they have an amazing podcast and also some lovely Twitch stuff going on. Please feel free to copy the raid call as we go and visit the next person. We're going to head off and check out what Dave Luza from Luzapalooza is up to tonight. And yeah, if you want to check me out, then I am Stuffed by Bears everywhere. If you want to check out Molly, I had then Flying Leap Games, obviously.
Yep,
if you want to check out...
Oh, 1 second, Bez. The best way to follow us, though, is Instagram, for sure. But the website's great for just seeing what we have, and you can join our very, very occasional email list. But Instagram is great for Flying Leap Games, too.
And we've got Jess at Descent Games, and Tom is on Twitter, Tom Cauldron, if you wish to check out what Tom is up to. Yeah. And for now, does anyone have any final words before we say goodbye?
I wanted to say I was excited about the 2 raids, just to get some new folks on here, more people who I'm sure are cool and into games. So please come back and play games with us.
Yeah, do.
100%. And that is the end of the show. Once more, thank you so much. And for now, yeah, Alex wanted to give a final word, which is lanolin.
Lanolin is a good word.
I will
Why
have to
did
look
none of
that
us
up.
use it?
Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. And bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to... Bye-bye.
Oh, nice. See you all later.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Just see everybody's faces.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Okay.